Welcome to CRL's UV Glass Bonding 101. UV adhesive systems have changed over the last 20 or so years from a strictly utilitarian product used mainly in the automotive windshield industry to today's advanced formulas and systems in which the use of glass bonding technology is limited only by your imagination. Here we will cover the basics on glass-to-glass and glass-to-metal adhesives, tools, and techniques using the latest and unique super strong thin bond adhesives. These adhesives are formulated to cure by illumination with UV lamps that are precision filtered to emit UVA light waves in the 365 nanometer range. What does the technical jargon mean? A nanometer is a very, very small unit of measure used in calculating light wavelengths. Long wavelength visible light measures 380 to 790 nanometers. Just below that threshold is where we're going to be working. The UVA wavelength measures between 315 and 380 nanometers. As the wavelengths shorten, we drop down through UVB and UVC into VUV at the very short end of the spectrum. To better understand these categories, consider the visible light wavelengths as healthy for the human body. UVA, UVB, and UVC wavelengths are what sunscreen products and UV blocker glasses are designed to protect us from. As we proceed with some demonstrations, it is important to note that some safeguards are necessary when working with UVA adhesives. Gloves, either nitrile or latex, should be worn anytime you're working with the glass during an assembly. Fingerprints will prevent adhesion. UV filtered eye protection, glasses, goggles, or mask, anytime your UV lamp is turned on, and tempered glass whenever possible with smooth, flat, machine-polished edgework. Always remember you're going to be working with bond gaps ranging from 0.5 to 2 mil in thickness, and 1 mil is just 1/1000th of an inch. The bonding procedure consists of 7 basic steps that are never going to change if maximum strength results are to be expected every time. 1. Degrease and clean. 2. Apply fixtures and align joints. 3. Heat the bonding surfaces. 4. Apply appropriate adhesive. 5. Illuminate short, pre-cure. 6. Remove fixtures and clean excess adhesive. 7. Illuminate long, final set. Of course, we recommend a combination of CRL 7528 cleaner and degreaser to remove fingerprints, shipping pad and tag adhesive residue, or any writing that might be on the surface or edge of the glass, and CRL S50 glass cleaner to remove any light film left by the degreaser. Regular home kitchen glass cleaners will not work here. The cleaner must be free of surfactants such as fragrances or silicones. Both sides of the bonding joint must be 100% clean. CRL always recommends a complete assembly dry run with fixturing devices attached, just to make sure everything fits together as intended. CRL offers a full selection of fixture devices with 4 3/4 inch vacuum pads for larger glass light assemblies, and an even wider array of devices with 2 3/8 inch pads for smaller assemblies. These smaller devices also act as helpers on larger assemblies. Please note that our fixation devices provide options for holding both inside and outside of your project bonding joints. For beginners and simple assemblies, CRL offers clamp-it kits in large and small sizes, as well as an adjustable angle kit. Another helpful aid for initial alignment and fixation is our CRL UV 9891 setup mat. As you can see from this simple assembly, the best way is to let the weight of the glass do the work. Using the large-size clamp-it braces tilted back on makeshift holders, the finished edge of the 3/8 glass sits tight on the base piece. An easy way to test the gap for clearance is to use a piece of standard printer paper. If the paper slips into the joint, either the gap is uneven or the alignment is not correct. For this example, the joint is tight and ready to be bonded. Remember to keep your fixture devices to one side of the assembly, allowing the curing lamp to be placed tight against the opposite side. The closer the lamp, the more concentrated the light. Always finish one joint completely before moving on to the next. The next step in the process is choosing the correct adhesive. Here you can see the 7 different types offered by CRL, starting with the lowest viscosity or thinnest material, up to the highest viscosity or thickest material. You can see here how the low viscosity formula has nearly the consistency of water while the high viscosity is closer to a gel or syrup consistency. What this means to you is matching the consistency of the type of assembly and the assembly materials. The three lowest viscosity adhesives are thin enough to wick or creep into a joint by capillary action, meaning they can be applied to tightly joined parts. The remaining four formulas are too thick for wicking and must be applied directly to one assembly surface before being joined. The thicker viscosity materials tend to hold in place, making them excellent for metal hardware attachment, especially when parts must be assembled against a vertical surface. A good example would be shower door handles and towel bars being attached after the glass installation. All 7 of these adhesives are moisture resistant and all are rated for glass to glass or glass to metal bonding. UV 665 and UV 740 are classified low viscosity. UV 678, UV 690, and UV 682 are classified medium viscosity, and UV 760 and 770 are rated as high viscosity. Most fabricators will want to keep at least one low viscosity and one mid to high viscosity on hand to cover a wide range of assembly design. The UV 740 and UV 682 are slightly more elastic when cured and are recommended for use with tempered glass constructions. UV 678 and UV 682 are formulated for use with laminated glass. Since the PVB layer in laminated glass absorbs nearly all of the UVA light, this formula is designed to react and fully cure with longer wavelength visible light at 385 nanometers. UV 760 and UV 770 are high viscosity and intended primarily for glass to metal bonding or where gaps reach the 2 mil maximum threshold. In addition to the structural adhesives shown here, CRL also offers 5 colored UV adhesives with a clear base. These are designed for surface attachments only and are not intended for structural use. However, these colors can be thinned or mixed for special decorative design opportunities. Along with the correct adhesive, consideration should be given to the correct application needle. CRL offers these needles with 8 different orifice diameters to correctly match the desired flow volume to any adhesive viscosity or assembly rate. Too small of an orifice means more pressure and slower flow rate, while too large of an orifice will result in wasted material and more time spent on cleanup. With the higher viscosity adhesives being applied before parts are joined, any air bubbles that may form in the bead should be released before the parts are assembled. If a bubble forms during a glass to metal assembly, gently swirl the part to work the bubble to the edge where it can escape. The thinner and tighter the adhesive layer, the higher the bond strength.